that I am like dangerously close to finishing this book. Trying to like enjoy this process of not knowing how to do something. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Rebecca. I'm a writer. I'm currently working on my debut literary fiction novel, and if you are not new, hello, it is so good to see you again. I am getting ready to actually pack up and go right outside of the house. This is something that I wanted to do yesterday and I just didn't get a chance to do, so I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave for a couple of hours, get outside of the house, and I wanted to very quickly show you guys something that I have been loving so much. Now, for some context, I love my bagoos. I love my bagoos. I think they're so cute and functional, but they're not always the most stylish, and I feel like they are quite a young bag. And as I'm about to turn 31 in a couple of months, I really wanted to pick a bag that would be my work, my personal, my take to a coffee shop bag, and I think I may have found it, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. I am also, I should preface, not a shoulder bag girl. I love a backpack. I just think it's the most comfortable way of carrying things, but I am trying to push myself to be a little bit more feminine, if that makes sense. So I have here, this is not the Longchamp, but it is a Longchamp dupe. It's this bag right here. I got this off of Amazon for like $25. And it came with the insert that goes inside of the bag, because I think without the insert, I would actually hate this bag. But it comes with a little organizer. And I have been loving this bag. I use this for work. This is like my new like daily bag, because I would get really frustrated having to switch my work bag or like my personal stuff into like my backpack. So I have this bag. I'm literally about to put my laptop. Also, how pretty is this case? I got this like right before Christmas. Casetify. If you want to sponsor me, if you want to work together, I'm all ears. Obviously, I'm going to take my camera as well, but I also want to take my current read. I am currently reading Blue Sisters by Coco Malore. This is the first book of hers that I have read. I know she has Cleopatra and Frankenstein, and I am in love. I think I love her writing style so much. I'm only like 2 chapters into this book, but I feel like this is exactly the kind of writing that I would probably try to aspire to. So I'm already considering picking up Cleopatra and Frankenstein, but after this book, I am going to dive into Sally Rooney's Intermezzo. I finished The Bell Jar. That's like the first book that I read in 2025. Jesus Christ, I can't believe it's 2025. So I finished The Bell Jar, and I have thoughts. I will be including my wrap-up, like my reading wrap-up of that book in my Substack, which if you didn't know, it's called In the Margins. I will link it in the description down below. I share all of my book recs and book reviews on there. But this is the bag. I just wanted to share this with you guys because I am constantly looking for bag recommendations. And I think this one is really holding up to the point where I may actually consider investing in like a legitimate Longchamp pliage bag at some point in the future, maybe. I am all packed up. I am really hoping to finish chapter 18 today. I think this next writing session might do it, and that means we only have like 5-ish chapters left of Eden. It is about 10:30. I think I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble's. I think I want to be surrounded by books, and if that's too busy, then we'll go somewhere else, but let's get started. hair is such a mess, but we're just going to overlook that for right now, okay? I had it in a clip for like 5 hours today. But it is about 2 o'clock. It's like 1:45. I basically wrote for an hour. I did 2 30-minute sprints and I got about 1,300 words, which I'm so happy with. I think I mentioned before, but the word goal that I need to hit every day in order to finish, or at least write 60,000 words by the end of January it was 750, but because we wrote so much yesterday, it brought it down to like 716. So still doing good, still doing really, really good, crushing the writing goals so far. I did manage to finish chapter 18. It did end up being like 4,000 words, which I don't mind a long chapter as long as there's something happening, there's information being disseminated, or like there's characters interacting. And I definitely it's a very big conversation between Peter and Sophie, and I think it's a real moment of growth. It's a significant moment of growth for Peter, so I don't mind that it was long. I'm gonna be very curious to see how I revise it. I will be so curious to see how I revise it. But we are done with chapter 18. We get to move on to chapter 19. I don't even know. All is Lost, Dark Night of the Soul. I don't even know where I'm at. But this is like the last chapter. Peter feels like super down about himself. After this chapter, we really do get to wrap everything up, which is, I think maybe I'm in delusion that it's just like happening so quickly. Is it happening quickly? I don't know. I have no idea. I had a really great session. I got to FaceTime Cody for a little bit because I haven't FaceTimed him in so long. I feel like the holidays was just like this black hole of time. So we chatted content, we chatted projects, we chatted books. We did like a little co-working session and it was really nice. I don't know if Edwin is cleaning. I don't know if I need to stay out of the house. I haven't heard back, but it is past lunchtime. And my breakfast was really bad this morning. You know when you order coffee and it's the wrong color? That happened to me this morning and I just knew. I was like, it's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be good. I did drink it though, because I'm not trying to be wasteful. And I did like roam around Barnes & Noble a little bit, but I'm trying to be really good about spending. There is a new Grady Hendrix book coming out literally Thursday. And he's like an instant buy author for me. It's him and Victoria Aveyard. I will literally buy whatever they put out. So I'm trying to be good and not buy anything until his book comes out this coming week. So, but I do want to read The Final Girl Support Group. I think I might get that one on my Kindle. I'm probably going to write again in the afternoon. I think Ari wants to do some sprints in the Discord. And I will take any opportunity to keep working on this book. I don't have anything else to do today, so I'm kind of contemplating going somewhere else to write after I go. I need to go to the store because we forgot some stuff yesterday, like soap and trash bags. Husband has asked for lunch, so lunch I shall get. I will check in with you guys later, but we are doing really well, and I'm so happy with the progress that we have made so far today.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, moved G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword. Swinging blades at these scrubs. Bitches flock like bugs to the light. Getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top bullshitting. All I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster. Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back and focus.
Hello, it's much later. It is 7:30, and I did not get a chance to check in with you guys before I went to go write at the coffee shop. I came back from that writing session at Barnes & Noble and like making lunch and everything, and I like had to decompress. When I got to the coffee shop, I actually started working on editing this video. So I did that for a hot minute, and I think because I was procrastinating starting on chapter 19, these last few chapters of the book, it's like hard because I know what's supposed to happen. I know the gist of what they're supposed to look like, but now I'm having to like stop and really kind of dig in with a little bit more of a fine-tooth comb as to what's supposed to happen. So I was kind of dragging my feet on writing this section, essentially, that would give Peter this big reflective moment that would complement the conversation that he had with Sophie in the previous chapter. It was a handwritten letter that he was supposed to be reflecting on. I decided to actually write the letter out by hand myself. I think that gave me a much better idea of the reflections that Peter needed to have. So I had a better idea of what the note needed to include, like certain elements. All in all, this weekend, I've written close to 4,000 words. I will put the total number right here. I feel really good. I actually don't think I'm going to hit 60,000 for this draft, but again, like I said, that's like totally fine. I will just be really, really proud to finish it. I think I'm going to do one more writing session tomorrow in the morning, and then I will obviously take you guys along with me for the stream tomorrow night. Hopefully I will get some good words in then as well. But today was a really good writing day. I am trying to learn when to power through because I'm trying to take advantage of the free time that I have to work on this book. I've also discovered that like I can now write to like music with words. I was listening to, which I will now plug, I have a playlist for Project Eden. It is linked in the description box down below. You can go check it out if you want to get to know more about like the vibes of this book. But I was listening to that playlist because I was having a really hard time kind of getting into the headspace of the book. The lo-fi classical music that I've been relying on is just like not doing it for me anymore. I'm having to go to the source material that inspired this book in the first place, because these are the scenes that I had in mind. Because we all do it, right? You know, you have those scenes that you have in mind. You're like, I could write an entire book based off this one scene and this one line in this one song. So like now I'm getting to that point and I'm like, oh, I should probably like listen to the music again to like get myself back in that space. So that's what I did. I am going to go pick up dinner. We're going to have some pizza. Edwin spent the entire day cleaning the apartment, which I am so grateful for. It looks amazing. It looks so nice and clean. I took care of the bedroom when I got home. So this is all me, but outside it's all him. I'm really excited for how this book is shaping up. I don't have any makeup on, so please do not judge me. But it's almost 9 a.m. I wrote for about 45 minutes and I got 750 words in this morning. I just finished chapter 19. It's more of a shorter chapter. It's 1,700 words, which I think I like after having such a long chapter. I like the idea of having something shorter. It's the chapter where Peter's really reflecting on everything. And I don't know that it needs to be any longer than this. I also have a sprint tonight with Cody and Brielle, so I know I'm going to get some more words in then. So I wanted to talk about this just like very briefly, but the previous drafts that I have done, which were 2 drafts of Project Fire, I never actually finished my Act 3s. I was always like a few chapters away from like finishing them. But the first time I stopped because I was doing a 0 draft and I realized that I needed to do like a major structural change. I did that. And then I realized by the end of Project Fire that I was like, I actually don't know if this is the story that I want to tell in the way that I had told it. And so as I'm writing this part of Eden, I think part of the reason it's getting trickier for me is because I'm having to wrap up those like reflective moments and really having to make good on the premise of the lesson that Peter's supposed to be learning throughout this whole thing. And it's like the first time I'm doing that, so I don't think I'm doing it very well. It's pretty like blunt on the page. Maybe it's not quite as like masterful as I would like it, but I can't get any better at it if I don't try to do it. So it's interesting to see where I feel like I've grown as a writer, working on like my 3rd draft of a book, or my 3rd. Is it? I mean, it's not the 3rd draft of this book, but it's my 3rd draft of a book. I'm trying to lean into it. I'm trying to like enjoy this process of not knowing how to do something. I'm at the point where Peter's about to blow up his life in like a good way, I think. So I'm really excited. For the last few chapters, we've kind of been out of Eden. Peter had to like go home to have this big revelation, home back to Philadelphia. And so now he's going to go back to Eden and kind of do things in his way, quote unquote, right? I will check in with you guys before the stream tonight. Hosting a stream always stresses me out. It's always much more fun to me to be the guest. I will check in with you guys later. Hi friends, it is much later. It is Wednesday. I had filmed a clip, an outro, everything after the stream. And then I realized that I am like dangerously close to finishing this book. Like I think a chapter away from finishing this book. I don't think this is a good draft at all. I think it has some good pieces, but I do very much so feel that this was actually more of a 0 draft. And it was really just me telling myself the story. I was going to end the vlog and I was like, it doesn't make any sense to try and like do a whole separate writing vlog around just writing one chapter. So I think we're going to finish the book together today. At least I'm going to do my best. So I'm waiting for the train. I'm going to bring my laptop on the train. I'm going to write. I have about 30 minutes there. 30 minutes back, 45-ish. It depends. Between my commute today, so I'm hoping an hour and a half is really all I need to get this bad boy done. I'm going to try and reserve all of my thoughts and everything for the next video that I have planned if I do indeed finish this book today. Let's go write.
Everyone's dressed up here, but looks so dumb.
going to keep this pretty brief because this vlog has now extended way past when I meant to finish recording. It's Thursday night. It's like 7 p.m. I finished Project Eden last night. I actually got to finish it just after the stream, just after Brielle's stream. I didn't end up vlogging too much of it. Honestly, all of my phone was dead today. All of my headphones were dead. All 3 of my camera batteries were dead. And I think I just kind of took it as a sign to finish this book alone and just be present with it. The ending of this book, it's quite hopeful, but it's also quite poignant and a little heavy. I always thought it was weird when authors talked about their projects in this way, but I think I inadvertently just wanted to be there with Peter at the very end. Very sweet, very beautiful, very touching, but also very heavy. I did make myself cry. And I was like, I'm not going to be one of those people that like post myself crying on the internet. But the book is finished. I am going to be taking a nice little break from drafting and honestly, probably just coming up with a revision plan. I have some ideas swirling in my head already, but I'm trying to not jump into revision too quick. I want to give myself a little bit of distance between the projects so that I can go into it with fresh eyes, essentially. But we finished it at just around 50,000 words, which tends to be usually around how my draft 1s or 0 drafts end up kind of going. But I am enormously proud of myself for all of the work that I have done on this project, even though it's not perfect. It's not continuous. The book is very choppy and scattered and it lacks a lot of conflict, but I think the bones are there, and I think I needed to tell myself the story in this way so that I could tell it better in revision. With every new draft of something, be it a new story or a second draft of any project I've worked on so far, I can feel myself getting better and better as a writer, and I think that is something that I'm also just trying to be with and appreciate and acknowledge and give myself a little bit of kudos for, because that's really cool when you can see yourself like improving at something that is very difficult and time consuming. But yeah, I will share more about the project, next steps, all of that in whenever I end up filming my revision plans for the book. But for now, we did it. If you made it all the way to the end, leave whatever emoji you want. I think we've earned it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.